Everyone knows fast money don't last. So when it busts, now it's all in the past.
Yeah!
Exactly.
Woo! There we go, man. Man, that's what I'm talking about. How you doing, brother?
Stuff.
Good morning, Danny Lynn.
Good morning, brother.
Tiki Man Radio.
Michael Eric joining us this morning, and that was one of his tunes right there.
Yes.
It's become one of my favorite ones. You know, if you're having a bad day, just throw that in there, and boom, you're ready to rock and roll.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. So
Love the sax. Love the sax.
Yeah, I love the sax. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but I played the saxophone when I was in high school. When I wasn't playing football, I was also playing saxophone.
Cool.
And that I've always loved. I was always kind of drawn to Bob Seger type music, where you had a lot of horns, you had a lot of piano, and that's something that's missing a lot in a lot of great music. So I think that may be why I'm drawn to that. Not only that, but it's a damn good song. So.
Well, it was fun to write. It's about Andros Island in the Bahamas, and I have a longish history there, and I lived there in the late 80s, and a lot of that stuff was going on, so it was somewhat autobiographical.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Sunday Mornings with a Tiki Man, first of all, and so glad to have you on the show, man.
Man, I'm excited. I love the radio station. I love what you're doing.
Thank you so much. And we always like to focus on the up-and-coming artists, people that are kind of new on the scene, if you will. And so tell us a little bit about you. Tell us all that great history there with the Bahamas and all that good stuff.
Well, I'm a new Trop Rock artist at 50-something, right?
That's usually about the time people come on the scene.
You know, I'll tell you, Danny, like when I first started doing this, and there's all kinds of versions of stories of this, but I just started writing songs and making music a few years ago. I had a Jimmy Buffett dream, literally. Mm-hmm. I had never written a song before March 2016. I sort of opened the floodgates, and all kinds of interesting stuff started coming out. I ended up in a recording studio here locally in Carbondale, Illinois, in August of 2016 with a stack of lyric sheets. And luckily I had a friend who's a musical genius. His name is a great name, Shaddy Frick.
Yep, Shaddy Frick. Yep.
I mean, you gotta love that name. I was on Aaliyah Moore's Blame It on Buffett podcast, and I think like her program has like a built-in, like if somebody cusses, it beeps you out. I think when I said Shaddy Frick, it like kicked in, you know, because it sounded like I was cussing. Anyways, so my son asked me, Danny, in August of 2016, he was like, I don't know how old he was, like 14 or 15. He came to the studio with me. He goes, what are you trying to accomplish with this?
Yeah,
you know, like,
what the hell is going on here? Yeah.
You're a grown ass man. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? I didn't really know what I was doing, literally, you know, and figuratively.
Sure.
But I write, and you know, you're a writer.
Yeah.
And when you write, you can't not write.
That's right.
And, you know, the thing that I love about writing songs is that they're 300-word novels.
Yeah.
Like, if you do it right, you take somebody from the beginning to the end, you know, and you take them on a trip. You introduce them to people. You take them to places. Mm-hmm. And so I loved that. I love that aspect of writing songs. I lived in the Bahamas for about 3 years in the late 80s, which was an interesting time. It was a great time, you know. I don't think there would be a bad time to live in the Bahamas.
Nice. Right.
Right. But it was a particularly great time because I was about 20, you know, I was in my early 20s. Mm-hmm. So I was quite impressionable. And, you know, I hadn't settled down yet. And, you know, there was a lot of interesting stuff flowing between South America and South Florida.
Yes, there was.
Yes, there was.
It was peak season for those kind of years. Yes.
Square groupers.
Yeah.
It was square groupers.
A lot of square groupers going on there. Yeah.
Year round. So I ended up marrying a girl from there, from Andros. And so I sort of have been in the Bahamas, ever since.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. And I've met, interviewed, hung out with, talked to, know a lot of songwriters and musicians over the years of doing radio, 7 years or so. And I'm always kind of drawn to the storytellers, the ones that can put that, as you say, that story in a song and take you somewhere, as opposed to just a melody song, right? And, there's all types of different writers out there, but you strike me as a storyteller at heart. And a lot of people that stumble into writing music for the very first time, it's not uncommon for people to just Google, how to write a song, right? And it always comes back to the same thing, which is write about what you know.
Well, I literally Googled how to write a song.
Yeah, there you go.
Like if you check my, history from about 4 years ago, and I watched some YouTube videos, and they were making it sound really complicated, and and formulaic and all kinds of stuff. And so, there's a lot of people that spend a lot of time trying to learn how to do something, they just don't do it. You got to just do it.
That's right.
So basically, it's it's a verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, out.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's it. It's 3 acts, with a hook, and so I started writing songs, and the first couple were not very good, probably. Some of them were. I mean, one of my all-time favorite songs of mine so far is "Disappearing Act." It's on the Mile Zero CD. I think it's great. I love it. I love that song. So you do that. I love words. Some of my favorite Jimmy Buffett songs are, not necessarily what a lot of people's favorites are. I love my all-time favorite Jimmy Buffett song is, and everybody, I'm going to pause while everybody thinks what theirs is. Okay, you got it? Exactly, got it? Your favorite. Yeah. My favorite Jimmy Buffett song is Cowboy in the Jungle.
Oh, wow. That's a good one.
That is a really good one, yeah.
And, it tells the story. It's epic, and it's tragic, and it's relatable, and it takes me to Portobello, and I'm, so those are my favorite Jimmy Buffett songs. And my goal, Danny, is to write great lyrics and pair them with interesting music.
Right.
Which sounds like duh, but I feel like there could be more of that, on the radio. Great lyrics with interesting music.
Well, and have fun. I always like to add have fun, and you've stumbled into the Trop Rock community, and we've talked a little bit about this as far as I always like to say there's 2 types of artists writing about Trop Rock. There's those that are living on an island and writing about living it, being there and experience it, and then the 90% of people are always writing about going to that particular piece of paradise. And that's kind of
right.
There's a lot of things out there of what is a Trop Rock, what is the genre or whatever, but really it kind of boils down to that basic thing. And I know you don't really like the whole escapism part of it, but that's kind of what it is. That's kind of and we went to coastal Americana because we didn't like the term where everybody just kind of it's kind of like Jimmy Buffett. Well, there's more music out there. We love Jimmy Buffett. We're parrot heads. We love Jimmy Buffett. Don't get me wrong, but we felt like we were missing out on a lot of music just by focusing on because people would send us only what they thought would fit into a Trop Rock radio station. And lo and behold, they had all this other great music,
Yeah. Well, I think Trop Rock is like, someone said like, to steal a phrase, it's like pornography. You know it when you see it. Yep. I hope I can say that. But, like, what is it? Like, it's hard to define. But when you hear it, you're like, yep, that works.
That's it.
I mean, I do love the coastal Americana angle because I think it does cast, it's a bigger umbrella.
Yeah.
Eric Babin says, a trop rock song has to have either beaches, bars, or boats, which is probably true. But sometimes, like you can branch out a little bit and have,
Yeah.
So I love the genre. I mean, it's so cool that we have this. Thank gosh for Jimmy Buffett. You know what I mean? He created hundreds of thousands of people who love this kind of music.
Yeah.
And thank gosh for, people like you who are giving people like me, an outlet to sort of tell stories and hopefully touch people and make them feel something.
Absolutely.
But with the angle that a lot of times the message is coming from an island.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And for me, the trop rock, I always call it the community. Once you get out and travel with them, I call it a traveling family show. That's what trop rock means to me, is all of the friends and family and the other radio stations and the artists and everybody that travels together and goes down to Key West, and we get to see each other every year and all that stuff. To me, that's what more of trop rock is about. It's about the family of musicians and artists that kind of share that same excitement about enjoying life.
Yeah, and I mean, I am not a huge fan of pitching, trop rock as escapism, but I would say it's a lifestyle.
It is,
and I think it's a vibe, right? And so, like I said, it may be semantical, escapism, vibe, beach lifestyle. But I mean, I think that's what is sort of universal, right? You don't have to be from the South, or you don't have to be from a particular place to just sort of dig the message, get it, and like the music.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I want to play one of your tunes right quick, and then we'll come back to you. I've chosen Curves, because I know there's a story behind it. But anyway, let's play Curves. This is Michael Eric. He's joining us with his brand new CD, kind of new on the scene, called Mile Zero. Here's the CD. It's available now.
Yes,
if you order it directly from him, he'll probably sign the back of it like he did mine. So here we go. All right, this is Curves right now.
Man, that is awesome.
There you go.
Very
That's Curves.
good.
That's Michael Eric. He's joining us today with his new CD, Mile Zero. So tell us a story behind that song. Oh, I think.
The microphones.
Did we not hit the right button?
How about now? There we go.
Hey, there he is.
There we go.
Hey. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yep.
First of all, did you dig the Bo Diddley beat?
I
Yes,
did. You could.
I recognized it.
Yeah.
Yep.
At the beginning of the song there, and it kind of carried you through there. Yeah. Absolutely.
Exactly. And the Zydeco. Did you pick up the little Zydeco? That little sort of Zydeco. Like I said, I like to be interesting. Well, my wife, who I think is one of the sexiest women alive, she wins the award annually in my book. I tell her that I've always told her that she's got curves in all the right places.
Right.
And one day I sort of said that, like, well, crap, that's a song. And I mean, it sort of writes itself. The fun thing about that, a couple things. One is there's a line about wives and girlfriends hate her guts because they're just jealous of her perfect butt. And so my daughter, who's in her early 20s, I bounce a lot of this music off of her. I'll send the demos to her, email them to her, and she gives me her feedback. And one of the things she says, like, I don't know if I like you saying butts there, Yeah. And so I was like, I mean, I don't want to be like insensitive. You know what I mean? I want to I bounce some of this stuff. And so I came up with coconuts was another possibility.
Yeah.
Like they're just jealous of her coconut. So it would have fit. But I just sort of had to go with my heart and stick with butts there. So, but if you listen closely, I think in the chorus, I think my daughter is, and other people are saying coconuts. The other thing about that I love is that everybody singing in the background of that song is related to me.
Oh, very cool.
Very nice.
So it's my son, and none of them are very good singers, but
that's why they're all in the background. They make them very good background singers.
well, yeah. So it's my daughter, Sophia, my son James, my wife Monique, and then Sophia's boyfriend Dylan. And we just did it like the vibe. We wanted the vibe to sort of sound like we were in a bar, right? So it's not like it's a little bit of talking, and then we took multiple. We did multiple tracks and then, put them on a bus and like put them all together. So it's, you know what I mean? It sounds like more than maybe just 3 or 4 people singing. So I love that song for a variety of reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the CD itself, I mean, it sounds like it took about 4 or 5 years for it to come together, right?
Well, it did. It did because I started not knowing what the heck I was doing.
Yeah.
So it took a little while. And interestingly, the first 2 songs that I released as singles, which are Boat Dreams and Shacks on the Beach, they're not even on the CD.
Yeah.
They're going to be on this next one, Uncharted Waters. It'll be coming out quickly, or very soon. But, it took a while because it just had to come together. At first, I just sort of almost went in there like, I don't know, we'll just do this. And then I started taking it more seriously. Like, it turns out I have a decent voice. And, when I started, these songs are very personal. They're not just like generic, like, I don't know, bro country or something. So, I was like, I really want to sing this song. Like, I'm literally writing this song about my wife.
Yeah.
Like, I want to sing it. So,
sure.
It took a while, and I had to sort of find my lane and my groove. And Shaddy and I got on the same page pretty quickly. But and now, like I said, we're gonna have the next CD out. Like so, Mile Zero finally came out, last summer.
Yeah.
Uncharted Waters will be out this summer.
There you go.
I've already got a 3rd CD basically ready to go, which will come out. I guess I'll have to wait another year, and then I've got another CD ready after that. So we built up quite a catalog of songs that we sort of started, and then, you know what I mean? It just didn't happen. So it took literally 4 years for Mile Zero to get released, but there's going to be a lot of, new music coming out of Low Key Studios, Michael Eric and the Misfit Pirates. There'll be a lot of that coming out, pretty quickly.
Well, I tell you, it's great to get to know you a little bit, have your music on Tiki Man Radio, and is there any plans to go down to Meeting the Minds or anything in the future?
Well, I think that what I'm really trying to do with this is, start slow,
yeah,
and get my footing. It took a while for me to even figure out this whole, behind the scenes, Trop Rock, Coastal Americana. And I think that, this year the goal was to start performing.
Yeah.
So we've got, I'm going to plug a gig that we've got booked at, Colleen and Mark Fuchs, they put together, Trop Rock and those. Are you going to be there? Are you guys?
I will not be there, but we always promote it with them. So.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to do a gig at a house concert at the Hangout in November, which will be sort of. I booked this gig before I had a band, Danny, and I don't play an instrument, so I whistle and play tambourine. So I'm putting the band together, but I'm also then planning on trying to do some stuff up in Chicago this summer with Johnny Rustler.
Yeah,
and do some stuff with the Beach Bum Band, and so. Got to start performing. I think as more people hear the stuff, they'll start, there'll be a little bit of a buzz and a little bit of people going like, maybe let's get that Michael Eric guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think I think it's happening. I like the pace that it's happening. We're just making a lot of really good music, I think, and slowly getting some notoriety, and I think sooner than later we'll be in some of the bigger, some of the bigger events.
Well, you mentioned that you don't play an instrument, and a lot of people are like, wow, how is that possible or whatever, but it is true that there are songwriters and singers as opposed to people that are playing the guitar and singing, and if you just have one guy playing a guitar and singing music, that music can start to sound the same through the process or whatever. So I think it's unique, and I know a lot. Boomer Blake we had on earlier. He just plays the ukulele. He doesn't play instruments or anything like that as well. He plays the bongos or something like that.
Right.
But that's his thing. He's a singer. He's a writer and a singer, and that's okay.
I mean, it's working out so far. I do love the band. I love a band, and I can't. I love keyboard, I love organ, I love sax, I love, like I said, interesting music. And it's not that there can't be beautiful, ballads and upbeat or slow ballads with just one person playing a guitar. And I have, like I've said, I've got a bit of not a dark side, but sort of a melancholy side. I've got plenty of that stuff. But nobody really wants to, that's crying your beer stuff. So I love the idea of a sound.
Right.
That's how I want to go on stage. Honestly, that's how I want to go on stage with a band. And it's hard to travel with a band. So I think no matter what happens, the gigging that we'll do will probably be, it'll be selective. But you want to give people a great product, and that's so that's I think that's where I'm coming from, and I think I've given up trying to learn how to play the guitar. I've told you it's like voodoo magic to me. How do these guys and gals know where to put their fingers? I mean, it's just I'm giving up. I'm giving up.
Well, you're doing a great job. We love what you do. And if you do decide to go to Meeting Minds sometime or another, I always like to tell people it's more of a fact-finding mission that first trip. It's really about putting all the faces with the names and getting to know everybody. Just go down, have a good time, go see everybody play, get to meet everybody. And then the next year you come back, then you probably have, a half a dozen gigs. You probably get pulled up on stage while you're down there with somebody. It's just a fun time, man. But tell everybody real quick where they can get your music.
Right. So I have a Facebook page called Misfit Pirate Music, which is, like most people are on Facebook. And you can message me and get in touch with me that way. I have an Instagram page, Michael Eric Music. Instagram sort of misses the traditional Trop Rock demographic, I think.
Right.
But so Michael Eric Music on Instagram, Misfit Pirate Music on Facebook. And like I said, you can Google Michael Eric and type in Mile Zero, and all the YouTube stuff pops up, and you can then get that download it on Apple or iTunes or Spotify. So I just love it's fast. It's amazing that a guy in Carbondale, Illinois, can be making this music and getting it out to the world. And, I'm just loving life and loving making music right now.
Well, buddy, you're always welcome here on Tiki Man Radio. We're going to let you fly. Get ready for the mayor coming up with the Conkfish Nation.
Yes.
But thank you so much for being on Sunday Mornings with a Tiki Man. And you're always welcome to come back anytime you got something you need to announce, okay?
I am going to take you up on that, Danny. Thanks for having me this morning.
All right, man. There you go. Michael Eric, he's got his new CD, Mile Zero. It's out now. Make sure you check it out. We're going to play another tune, Disappear and Act right quick.
Ooh, cool.
And then we got the mayor coming up.
Nice.
All right.
Have a great day, brother.
Thanks. You